something really different that I think would be really cool. It's kind of like this, I would call it Mediterranean lasagna, but it's very Greek in origin, and has some twists and turns that I'm hoping make it perfect. And it was really interesting reading some articles and some history and stuff about it. But anyways, bottom line is, so we're going to do this pasta with some meat and a bechamel sauce and a red sauce with the meat, and I just think it's going to be really cool. That being said, one of the excuse me, one of the first things they said is take 2 pounds of ground sirloin, preferably, put it in a pot that's hot with some olive oil on the bottom, and just let it cook. Don't stir it, just leave it alone. And so that's what I've been doing, and it's probably been about 20 minutes of just good cooking here, and now I see it's got a good brown in parts of it, so I'm going to stir it up and see what it looks like. And I'm going to kind of break it up a little bit now, right? But true believers say this is the right way to do it. I'm not sure if that means it's going to kind of have almost more of a finished product's going to be larger chunks of meat, so it's not all just like vanished, like a bolognese sauce or something. Alright, so yeah, all the meat's cooked, you can see that. Just going to give it a little bust up with a wooden spoon. And it's going to get busted up a little more, but I just want to see. And the idea behind the sirloin is A, the flavor, it's going to really stand up to it, and B, really low fat content. And there is really nothing. Now, because I've cooked it so long, we've really evaporated out a lot of the liquid, which is part of the goal. So I mean, I've literally had it on the heat here quite a while, and it's really smells good. Of course, it always does. Looks good. All right, so let's move on. I'm gonna turn it down. I've got me a big old sweet onion that I chopped up. It's gonna go in here. This is one of those dishes you can't really rush, so I'm going to do it kind of in stages. I got these couple good sized carrots. There's probably 3 to 4 carrots in here that I really grated up. And you can grate the onion too. I just cut it real fine. Took my time watching the news, cutting onion. All right. Now before I get it all stirred up, what else we got to do to it? Oh, we have to really make it season well. So what do? I got a couple bay leaves. Yeah, got 2 good sized bay leaves. I got me some cinnamon, and I need half a teaspoon. That's still pretty crazy. I want to round it just a little bit, but not too much. got me a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. This has got one of those funky lids on it, so you gotta forgive me. So I only need a 1/4 teaspoon, so I'm gonna eyeball it because I really can't figure out how to get that off. I'm challenged, okay. Then this was the interesting part. So, gotta get some fresh ground black pepper in here. And you know me and black pepper, so I'm gonna make sure we got plenty. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, looks good. And they want a cup of dry wine. Well, this is a Sangiovese, which is a grape that's used in Chiantis. It's a very dry, this is a kind of everyday drinking wine. I didn't want to waste anything real expensive, obviously. So now I'm going to stir this around, and they say make sure before you proceed you evaporate that alcohol. Everything turns a funky purple, right? You can use white wine, by the way. I just, when I was thinking about how I wanted it to turn out, I just decided I wanted to stick with red. Hard to believe I've already spent all this much time cooking this, and the best is yet to come, right? Oh yeah. So yeah, the wine is a little overpowering at this point, but not horrific, and it's going to cook right down. But I can smell the, especially the cinnamon and the clove coming out, and pretty sure end result's going to be really good. And everything looks like good ratio of meat and onion, and I'm really impressed with myself. I really did a good job chopping that onion this morning. I don't think in the long run it's going to make a big difference, but it was a challenge, okay? We're going to get those bay leaves to cook out and be really cool. Alright. I got some heat coming. I got some good boiling going. So now what do I need to do? I need to I have a big can of diced, crushed, it doesn't matter because we're going to cook it for a while, in here. And then, I used old school can opener. Cut the top off, flip it over. I think I can do this. Oh, maybe this is one of those cans I can. Yes, I can. I think I can. Just fight with it. Alright, so what do? We peel off the bigger side, and we're going to work this like a little piston. Take this, scrape it, well as much as I can. Oh, look at that, it's pretty clean. I gotta steal a paper towel here. We're gonna have a party tonight. Now here's the hard part. Whenever you have something like this, we really need to cook it down, get all those flavors together to make sure it's the best possible. So it's kind of like cooking chili, right? So I'm going to put my clock set for about somewhere between 45 minutes and an hour, just to make sure. And I want a pretty aggressive boil on here. Color's great. The red wine did make a difference, by the way. Okay, and it really does smell good. So that being said, I'm gonna let this cook. I'm gonna get the kitchen stage for next step, and I'll see you back when I'm ready. It's gonna take a while. See you right back. All right, the meat part is done. Smells phenomenal. I just want to let you know that I did take the bay leaves out like I always do, okay? And in here I got a stick of butter, or half a cup of butter. And just want to make sure it's just finishing up. So, one of the old-time recipes I found was kind of funny. Was metric. So I understand the ease of weighing, but I don't always trust that. But it basically turned out to be just over a cup. So I've got a heaping cup of flour here. I'm just going to work it in. This is a bechamel sauce, okay? And some people make it with oil. Some people use butter. I just thought butter is a little more traditional, and I've worked with it many times before. So I just want to get everything mixed together. Okay, now you know this is the part where you got to be patient. I need 6 cups of whole milk. So I got a quart. It's kind of toasty. Turn that down just a little bit. I know it's going to instantly bring down the temperature. Maybe that was the wrong move. Fresh out of the fridge. And we're just going to kind of work it around. It's going to be real thick to begin with, and then it's going to start to thin. And this is where you have to take your time, because we don't want lumps. So interesting that I was talking to someone that travels abroad a lot for fun. He and his wife are retired, and they talked a lot about the difference in food. And one of the impressions that he left with me was that he feels like a lot of, well, not going to get into that whole argument on GMOs and everything, but one of the things he did notice was that they use a lot of, their milk is fresher, and they use a lot of, and it seems to be higher fat content. So thinking about that, turn this down again. I was thinking about, I'm experimenting. I'm using 4 cups of our whole milk with 2 cups of half and half to see if that will make a difference. I got to get my noisy whisk out for a second. Does such a better job, a lot less effort. I was afraid I'd be here all night if I didn't. Once a lot of stuff in the pan, it's not as loud as it is when I'm really trying to whisk something. Yep. Nice, smooth. Just gonna get that heat going under it. Once you get it to really smooth consistency, I'm not as worried about it lumping. It isn't as fun. I know, not really. But my arm is going to fall off. Oh, oven's temperature 350. Cut that right off. Getting real thick now. As soon as that temperature comes up in, it's really starts to thicken. So just make sure your handle and your whisk is long enough not to fall in the pot. So now I'm waiting this to get back up temperature because I put a bunch of milk in there. I bought myself a little thyme. And I don't mean thyme as in T-H-Y-M-E. I mean T-I-M-E. So what I want to do, put a little flavor in here. So all I really need for flavor is half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And funny enough, my nutmeg expired in 2021, so needed to get some fresh. Let's get that whisked in there. I really like the way the Mediterranean food has a lot of twists and turns. I just think it really adds to the complexity. Just like a lot of cooking I prefer to make for myself. You know, so that's probably one of the most common comments that I get, whether it be just messing around with different kind of peppers, just to strike the right balance. Alright, last two. Now I got my 2 cups of half and half. About half a cup at a time. I want enough time for that nutmeg. Really, I know it's going to bake in the oven, but I really want to get that nutmeg. Releasing all that oil and flavor. So the next thing that's really interesting is I zested up some fresh lemon. You just want to get the very outside of the peel, and I probably want about a teaspoon of this just to get the oil out. So just as this is finishing up, we should get, yeah, a little of that lemon, and, oh yeah. I always like to keep my whisk in a measuring cup so it's stuff doesn't dry in the tines, because then sometimes it's really hard to get it clean. So we're just going to let this come to a temperature. for this particular sauce. The other whisk wins, but this is easier. I just want to get it back to some kind of bubble and trouble. Just a hint of that lemon zest in there. I'm daring. Don't be afraid to try things. That's what I tell people. This is a beautiful creamy sauce. Looks really good. I think I get less splashing with this whisk. Just want to make sure I'm getting a little steam rising, just enough heat. I can see the heat. I can feel the heat. All right, getting right down to the wire here, aren't we? Are you getting hungry yet? Wait till I show you all the twists and turns. Put this together. Like, what's that? Oh, it's lemon zest. Shifting gears here in just a minute. This reminds me of when you're making a hollandaise, you just can't take your eyes off it, and or it just goes crazy. Good exercise too. This is a cardio workout. For one arm anyways, and I don't think it goes in my left arm, so I'm not going to try. The restaurant you're making stuff, it's a two-handed paddle, man. That'll give you a workout. Just want to make sure I maximize the thickening of my flour, because I don't want it to fall apart when I bake it. Alright. We're looking good in the neighborhood. Let's turn this off. Alright. So now, I gotta get this off the heat for 5 minutes. Alright, so while that's doing that, I know this thing is really toasty. Clone. Set my 5 minutes. And let's see how this turned out. Oh yeah. This will stand up on its own. That's what we want. Oh my goodness. You have no idea. You could put this on pizza. Oh, that's really, really nice. Like I said, I mean, that's just like, that's the way it should be. Okay. Enough raging about how wonderful of a job I did. And clean up here. So what I did was I took, my big lasagna pan, I cooked some ziti. There are other pastas that they specifically use. Couldn't find any, didn't think it was really important. But what I did do is I cooked the ziti, a single layer on the bottom of the pan. And now I want to make a barrier. So we're going to put the meat on top. And so this is a little different. It's Gouda. And I just want to make a layer, so in the bottom we're going to have this macaroni kind of thing going on. And it's going to melt right in there. Any kind of cheese will work. Just get it thin. I really thin sliced it. Sometimes when I'm trying to make barriers I want thick. But okay, now what are we going to do here? Let's get that meat sauce. And there's a lot of different cheeses. I missed. It's okay. You haven't eaten till you've... Oh. Why does my cooking always make me drool? Oh. And I know I have to try it. I spilled it. So now I've had my, oh wow, my sauce has been cooling for 5 minutes on the other side. Let's get it back. Finish her up. First thing I need to do is I need about 1.5 cups of Swiss cheese. I thought would work good for this. Something kind of creamy but stands up. Works as a good thickener. It's nice, smoothed out and happy, melty. This is the trick. I'm following. Probably never heard of this before. Just for a second. I'm going to whisk some eggs in here. One at a time. I don't want scrambled eggs. So I'm going to work kind of fast and furious here. Kind of giving it a good whip. pour on top of there. I just want to try and get the temperature down a little bit. I think we're good. Filling all the holes. Right now you can see it bubbling, filling all the holes in the pasta. Is that not cool? Alright, so I want to have a little brown stuff on top of here. So when I cook it, so I'm going to take some Parmesan Reggiano cheese, just so it has something to kind of cook on top. I think that's plenty. What's next? 350 oven for 1 hour, believe it or not. I'm going to get this going and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Yum, yum. Fresh out of the oven. Look at that. It's all bubbly. You got this beautiful crust on top from the bechamel sauce. I can't wait to cut into it, but unfortunately it has to cool down a little bit. Now this slowly, I took it out about 5 minutes ago. It's getting there, but wow, the smell is fantastic. I just think this is going to be an award-winning dish, or another award-winning dish. Yeah, it's like, this is like the coolest. Yeah. Wow. So I'm going to give it a couple of minutes. It's certainly going to stay hot. We just finally got it to stop bubbling, but that means probably the internal temperature in there somewhere is like pretty close to 300 degrees. That's pretty toasty. Give it a few more minutes and we'll see what it looks like. So we'll be back to show you this great dish. Alright, it's cooled beautifully. It's still really hot. And so I'm going to take one spatula, cut right down through it. Really have no idea what to expect, but I'm hoping it's good, whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's going to be really good. Oh my God, look how beautiful. Okay, just absolutely beautiful that is. Wow. This, I mean, it's like, so this, a little more effort, but I think worth it, because you can't smell it. Oh. This is an amazing dish. Those flavors, separate yet together, you can distinguish everything in there. I give this a thumbs up. Anyway, thank you for watching, subscribing, being good people, and I've got more recipes for you coming up. Hopefully more as good as this. See you later.